Welcome back to Sunrise. Mr. Pascal Odibo joins us now. He's a business and financial analyst. He's also country director Jeff and O'Brien. Thank you for coming on today.
Thank you very much.
Well, looking at this now, Mr. Boy just painted the picture, but then previously you had those who also think, look, well, so far the policy, they say is floating, but he thinks it's 50% deregulation. So I beg your pardon, devaluation. But they also say, look, this is already having its impacts on the cost of foodstuff out there. It's also having a positive impact on the Nigerian out there, but he says don't just predicate it on the demand and supply of dollars alone. That may be a wrong premise. What do you think?
Well, thank you for inviting me. I think that we're getting into the sophistication that I'm interested to see how it plays out in the long haul. Okay. You know, before now, you know, with the black market, virtually running a black market economy, you know, and there's nobody that has priced products and services based on the official rate. Most of the goods and services have been priced on the below the table rate,
which is the one
which is the 300 and something naira to $1. So what, to my mind, this is doing is first and foremost trying to, I hope, this crowds out.
But had that always been the case? Because many thought that it was only recently wherein even banks were giving, conducting their transactions at the what they call black market rates and not at the CBN fixed.
Yeah, I'm just talking about recently. Yeah. Before before now, yeah, the official rate was before you brought in the 41 items, before you began to create, you know, the kind of, you know, listen, the market is a very sensitive environment. It thrives, it resists uncertainty. It is this uncertainty that influences where and how it moves. So what I think this could be able to do, hopefully, you know, this is one of those days you really want a one-handed economist. You know how they say, you know, on one hand, this is this, this is that. Then on the other hand, because people are tired of this prevarications between, you know, having two opinions. I think that we've entered the fray. I just also hope, you know, it's not one thing. It's one thing to say you're playing at this level of sophistry, but at the same time, this is like you're going to defend. You have to defend, as it were, but based on because they're going to come. It's going to hit. The market is going to get. The aggression is going to come there. Don't forget the backlogs that are there.
But
and I think that people need to understand that, you know, when the Nigerian government came and said they're going to price oil fuel at 145 naira based on 285, it was enough signal to anybody that this was where these guys were headed. Then let the cat out of the bag at that time. And this was about 3 months ago or 2 months ago. I was sorry, maybe May, June. But at the time they said 200 that we're going to use the dollar, calculate how much we're costing petrol for 145 based on 285 naira to $1.
But they said that
so to me that was effectually when this whole thing, you know, was getting out of the bag.
The naira strengthened also partly because the CBN was said to have cleared the $4.02 billion backlog.
Yeah, you know, it is not really what happens now that is the key, that is the issue. It is what will subsequently happen. Because, you know, there are two ways to look at it. Either you go in now and believe that this is the lowest it can get, or you wait till the frenzy goes off, and then you may hope, which was the question Mr. Boy was trying to deal with. Is in the area of speculation.
But would the frenzy ever go off? Because now people say, look, the CBN didn't peg it. And so it's contrary to what obtained initially, wherein they peg it at a certain price, and then it's also operating at the black market is got a different rates. But now, that's why part of what they say, it's having a direct effect. Remember, my colleagues always talked about some importers who were running out of business, having heart attack. So now that if the naira is getting stronger, because lots of people just want to get this off, and so
because of the fear.
yeah,
Because
so
of the fear.
isn't that
That's
going to
the-
have a positive effect?
No, it should.
Albeit temporarily.
That's how I started. I started to say that those guys who, I mean, most businesses were buying black market to fund the operations. All of a sudden, it now comes to from at 370. It now has dropped to 350. Now they're able to get it at 280. You're going to see a surge. It's almost like a salvation for them. So the point I'm making here is that who has gotten his money at 199, 200? Who? Apart from school fees, which is where you're going to have, anybody who has his child abroad, you need more naira to pay your school fees.
Yeah, and then more stealing.
Eh?
So it is more borrowing.
Well, more boring. But somebody, guys, let's look at this thing. They said necessity is the mother of invention. I think that the APC-led government should gather a group of professionals, think tank, and recalibrate this economy. I am not seeing a recalibration of the system.
You've used that word before.
Yeah.
Recalibration
Yeah.
of the economy.
Yeah.
You've used it on this same
Yeah.
set. So
Yeah.
can you break it down?
Okay.
Recalibrate the economy. They've talked about, well, Mr. Boy says it's devaluation, but let's put that aside. The picture out there is really dark. For some, they have seen some level of light. I mean, right now, I'm sure that I can get, like Mr. Iwani on News at 10 was talking about the fact that the states will get more revenue by the time oil sold.
Yes.
Changed. They'll get more
So
revenue for the states. So the
salaries.
bailout thing will be taken. We'll no longer be talking
Absolutely.
bailout anymore. But now you're talking recalibration. Please break it down.
Now, let me put it this way. There are fundamentals that drive an economy. If, for instance, you've opened up the system, it means that you should be able to ask investors to come in. There are two kinds of investors. One are portfolio investors, which is what you're looking for, what everybody is shouting they're going to come in. It's called hot money. They come in, they watch the thing, they just take their money and run away. Then you have foreign direct investment. Those guys who come in to invest their money, build factories to employ and hire your people. They are the ones who will buy your refineries, who hire your people. Like the one, that's why I was against all this thing they were charging MTN. They're the ones that will come in and build businesses that will hire your people. Those are long term.
What about those who have the money here?
No, good. Now, yes, that's it. You must give incentives for those. When you begin to do those things, the system it's called rallying. It will rally back and engage. It becomes business. What we're doing now is we're dealing at the level of monetary. We must get to the place, you were saying why we call it business and finance, because finance impacts business. So we need to get our politicians to become business-minded. How do you get the system to work? How do you get your children who leave school to be hired? If the people are busy, profitably busy, the exchange rate really, what the business people are looking for is stability.
And there's a lot of focus on this exchange rates matter because we're an import-dependent economy.
And that's what I'm talking about. If you are going to say, what, this is how we're going to do in another 3, 4, 10, 15 years. That's why I've always said that if you want to recalibrate an economy, you need opposition to come in. You don't do it alone. I give you an instance. Public-private partnership, which is a major procurement vehicle to develop a society, to develop systems, especially if you don't have the money, like you don't have now. You'll have to bring in the opposition, sit down and agree, this is how we're going to go. So that, because this is go beyond the 10 years of the politicians. These people must move away from politicking to development. And when that is done, the politicization of the economy will cease and the system will just work.
This way, sorry, Jim, this way I comment, and it would seem as if we haven't been able to incorporate some of the people who are into real-time business into the economic thinking team of the Federation.
Absolutely.
So what can they do at this point in time? Because it doesn't seem that it's late, even though they have spent 1 year in office already.
Let me put this thing in this perspective. I think that the present government, they have good intentions. I think But I don't think that they have, that's what is called rigor in thinking. You know, you do something today, you just ask yourself, what will this thing do tomorrow? What will it do on Thursday? What will it do next month? It is that thinking that will inform what you do today. That's what I've always told you. Strategy is not what you do in the morning. You will look at the whole gamut of activity. I was listening to the Minister of Finance, and she was talking about efficiency unit, how they're saving money on paper and photocopier and travels, and very wonderful thing because you need to plug the holes. But dear madam, when will the railways open up? When will aviation open up? When will big ticket items that will give impetus to the system? When will someone superintend on it and ask and say, listen, in the next 2 years, this is what is going to happen? We're looking for those. You know, somebody was calling the recharge card, you know, economy towards the end of last administration where they started doling money at stuffs. You know, you give intervention to this. You don't throw money at problems, they will swallow it. It's thinking. We're in the era of thinking.
Is that what happened with the states?
No, forget the states. I'm still waiting for governors to resign, to run away, travel, not come back. Because I believe very strongly, I prophesied it here. A time will come when you see somebody come and be a governor and say, because there's no money to share. If it's what you think out now, listen, I'm wondering why the
maybe that's what make politics part-time business.
No, it's going to be full-time. Politics normally are for people that have grown, matured, and are bringing experience. It's a calling.
You want a governor to resign?
You know, that's how I'm expecting that. And I'm also looking forward to the people stopping them on the road. This won't continue. This protest, it will just watch. Because you can't be superintending and call yourself a governor or superintendent as a leader. And people know there are things you can do to get people out of the jam, and you just occupy the place. You just cannot be a dog in the manger. If you don't have an idea, if you don't have a strategy, step out of the plate. There are people that can do it.
All right, well, we'll take a quick break, but then we'll come back and delve into the states. Let's look at those. Is it bailout? Is it loan? Have they met the conditions? We'll look at all of those perspectives. That's when we'll return. Don't go away.